Hello everyone and welcome to it's not really that different of a video for me, but a little bit different in terms of it's not a makeup video, which, by the way, I'm not colorblind. I do see the difference in my foundation. Yes, this is a part of being a makeup monkey here on YouTube. Sometimes you try a foundation and it dries down like 20 shades darker. Also, the mascara might get in your eye and it might really irritate it. So we've got a mix of emotions, but I did want to preface all of this because I know my makeup's not looking the greatest right now. And I know there's gonna be people that come and comment on this video and they're gonna be like, yeah, who would want you anyways with your makeup looking all awful like that? Well, you know, it's such as life. Some people. Some people. So, I have opened up with you all about, my love life, my dating life, and all that good stuff, and I wanted to reflect a little bit. I wanted to open up further. Let's take a journey. Let's talk about slight embarrassment on my part, also confusion, also just a lot of stuff. Let's talk. So, last week, at least in real time when I'm filming this, it was the Bachelor finale, and I do watch The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. It's awful, but I can't help it. Like, it's so bad. And this season, especially with Colton, I learned a lot of things. Not only just about, dating in general, but also about myself. And I think a lot of people can relate. So, for anyone who doesn't watch The Bachelor, I understand. I really do. It is trashy reality American TV at its finest, if you ask me. And this season was all about Colton and how he has not lost his virginity. I mean, if they did not bring that up at least 20 times every 10 minutes, it was every single time. This is Colton. He's a virgin. Have you guys met Colton? Did you know he's a virgin? It was really annoying, I'll say that much, because it really shouldn't matter that much, but okay. And then the girls this season... What a mix. I'm sure all of you know what The Bachelor is about, / The Bachelorette. We've got a singleton, and I don't think they've ever done a not straight season of The Bachelor. Would they ever do that? They should. But as far as I can tell, it seems like all cis, straight people on this show. So they've got a guy if we're doing The Bachelor, we've got a girl if we're doing The Bachelorette, and they are the main person, and they've got usually like 20 other singletons that get to try and court that person. So we had lots of lovely ladies, mainly blondes, trying to court Mr. Colton. In any case, in the very end, we got down to our final 3 contestants. We had Hannah B, right? Wasn't it B? Or was it this Hannah G? We had a pretty blonde girl. We had another pretty blonde girl, a fellow Cassie. And then we had Tayshia, one of the only non-blondes on this season, I feel like. Now, it was very obvious to me what was gonna happen here. But let me lay it out for you. So we had Colton, the Bachelor, the virgin. God forbid he has any other kind of defining characteristic about him. But then we have the 3 girls. Hannah G, which I don't know if we just didn't get much of her showcased on the show, but she didn't have much of a personality, but she and Colton had extreme sexual chemistry. That's really all I feel like we ever saw of their relationship, was that they got couples massages together and took showers together. That was pretty much the extent of it. But they both said they were falling in love with each other. So, established love. Then, we have Tayshia, my favorite of the bunch. She just seemed very nice, very sweet, had a good personality, was fun-loving, and it did seem like she and Colton had a connection. I sensed that it was more of a friend connection than a love connection, so I had a feeling Tayshia was gonna get friend-zoned, even though falling in love. And also, Tayshia and Hannah G both ended up saying they were in love with Colton. Colton was just falling in love with them. And then we had Cassie. Oh, Cassie. Another one where she had a personality, more so than Hannah G, but not too much of a personality. I mean, she seemed nice enough, don't get me wrong, but where it seemed like Colton was gonna friend zone Tayshia, it seemed like Cassie was gonna friend zone Colton. Now, Colton said he was in love with Cassie. Cassie said, I don't know if I even like Colton. I mean, I think I like him as a friend. Well, here's dating culture / I feel like this was a prime example of what I feel like happens a lot. And I will also preface, you know, some people aren't going to listen to me, but either way, I know not all men and not all women. But stereotypically, a lot of the times, you might have two girls like Hannah G and Tayshia, both beautiful, both seemingly have a connection with this guy. You know, he does have, or he is falling in love with them. So there's something going on there. But then we've got the girl that's also pretty and seems nice and seems to have a connection with Colton, but girl that doesn't really want Colton. Colton's like, that's the one. I want her. Like, it's always the girl that doesn't want the guy, that the guy is like, that's the one though. I know I've got these other girls that are in love with me and that I really like too, but no, I don't want them. I've already got them. I want the one that I don't got. I want to get me a Cassie. So that was super frustrating. And on top of that, this is where it comes into play where I was like, oh no, that was probably me though. In my last relationship. So basically Colton gets ready for his second fantasy suite night, which basically gives the Bachelor and one of his quarters the chance to spend the night together. Colton friend-zoned Tayshia on night 1, not in those kind of words, but they did not get it on that night. Night 2 came and Colton was preparing the bedroom. He was hoping that 2 were gonna become 1 that night. He was in love with Cassie, and that was gonna be his time. Well, Cassie comes on, and you could just see it written all over her face. Colton didn't want to believe it. Does this sound familiar? So Colton just kept on going with the date, like nothing was happening, but then Cassie breaks it to him that, I don't think I like you. I mean, I like you as a person, but not as a love interest. And Colton wasn't having it. He was like, but I don't understand. I'm in love with you. We've got this connection. We're perfect together. I want no one but you. When I'm with other girls, I don't think about them. I think about you. Like, that was not a good thing for him to, I mean, I can only imagine being Hannah G or Tayshia or any of these other girls watching the playback and Colton saying that while he was with them, he was actually thinking about another girl. Like, oh God. But essentially, so yes, Colton, you know, he's crying, but Cassie, I love you, please don't go. Cassie says, listen, buddy, I'm really not into it. I gotta go. The drama. And so then Colton chases after Cassie and says, Cassie, please, you can't leave me. Come, let's sit back down, let's talk again. And you can see it written all over Cassie's face, like, oh my God, I just broke up with you. Please, let it be. I don't want to have to do this again. There was one moment where Colton is hugging her and she's hugging him back and she just like looks into the camera like, someone please help me. And so once again, Colton tells her that he loves her. He only wants her. She's all that he sees. And she once again says, I'm not into it. I gotta go. And so this time he lets Cassie go. He then jumps a fence. Drama ensues. And then, you know, that night and everything, even Chris, the host of the show, is like, Colton, do you think maybe she's just not that into you? And he's like, no, this is love. Again, are we seeing the connection? I know I am. And so Colton says, listen, I'm gonna go and break up with these other 2 girls, Hannah G and Tayshia. Hannah G has no idea what's coming. That poor girl. And then Colton says, you know what? This has been what I've done wrong in every other relationship. I have not fought hard enough for my love. I will not let Cassie go. And the audience says, no, Colton, no! Let her go! You don't want to be that guy! You don't want to be that creepy guy! You don't want to be the girl that doesn't let him go, even though he said he's not into you. I know, all these parallels being drawn. So Colton is adamant, he's not letting Cassie go, he's gonna track her down. They are going on their date, darn it. She will be his. So Colton goes to her room. Cassie does not look pleased, as far as I could tell. You know, the whole time she's packing her bag, she looked real darn happy that she was going home. So I'm assuming everyone in the world that was watching this was pretty much on the same page, that we've got the scary, I shouldn't say scary, but you know, the person that is in love with the other person that is not in love with them, trying to go after them after this person already broke it off multiple times, and this person is like, no, no, I want you. We are perfect together. Come back. The dread just washes over you, like, don't embarrass you're embarrassing yourself. Like, please don't do this. She's gonna have to break up with you a third time. Like, that's so mean to her. And that's when the tables all turned, because then Cassie was like, okay, I love you too. And then they ended up living happily ever after, I guess, even though the whole time they were like on the date and meeting his family, she was like crying and talking about how she didn't want to meet these people because she really didn't like Colton in a love way. It was all very confusing because then, you know, they ended up showing up on the after show being like, yeah, we're in love, we're gonna be together forever, blah. It was very confusing. So it didn't end up working out the way stereotypically things work out, you know, in that you expected Colton to be alone at the end of this, you know, you expected him to get his heart broken a third time by Cassie, but that didn't end up happening, I guess. Now, like I said, the parallels, they have been drawn. I saw it all as I was screaming at the TV. I know, and it's embarrassing. I mean, I didn't do it to the extent that Colton did it, for sure, but like, I don't know that I was in love with this guy. Let's call him, I think I called him Joe, a Joe Schmo, in the last video where I talked about him. His name is not Joe. But either way, Joe had broken up with me. Joe claimed that he really liked me, and he still wanted to be friends. So I was like, okay, he said he's just not in the right place for a relationship. I'm gonna hang on, I'm gonna be strong, I'm gonna fight for this love. And do the friendship thing that he requested / said. Because he did! He ended up contacting me afterward, wanted to hang out, like, wanted to be friends, whatever. I didn't like the friendship thing, because it just felt weird after being in a relationship. Like, it just wasn't, it's weird to go from making out to not making out. You know what I mean? And so after that, I, you know, was looking up all the things online, like how to get your ex back, like what to do, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I was that person. I know. So I did all the things right according to these love coaches. I sent him the text, you know, saying that I want him to be happy, because I did, and I do. Like, as a person, I thought he was a good person, whatever. I did want him to be happy. I wanted him to be happy with me. But, okay. But, like, I want you to be happy. Like, I can tell you need to work things out right now. I'm gonna move on, let you do that. And hopefully, you know, when you get your stuff together, I will be here for you. And then that was supposed to make him be like, oh no, she's gonna go get someone else. And then there's supposed to be jealousy involved in all this. This is not what happened. Because a lot of times when someone says they're just not into you, be it in those words or otherwise, they really mean it. And no amount of the 30-day rule, the no contact rule, no amount of that is gonna fix it. Because I did. I followed the no contact rule. And I think, if anything, that was mostly helpful for me, in that, you know, not talking to the person, it helps you get over the person a lot quicker, rather than keep on chasing them down and being like, please take me back, please. I'm so glad I did not do that. Like, so glad. I mean, it worked out for Colton, so I don't know. But eventually, I did the no contact thing, where then you finally do get to contact them, because at that point, you're supposed to not care about the person anymore, which I would say I was 99% there. And so for me, it was kind of like not a joking thing. Like, I was curious, like, hey, how you doing? But sent him a text saying, hey, here's a thing, it reminded me of you, hope you're doing well. And then that's supposed to make them be like, oh my goodness, I've missed you so much, blah. I mean, granted, I did get excited, because he texted me back, like, right away, and, like, started a correspondence, which I was confused about. Like, I didn't think that was gonna happen. But then that was, I think my last video where I was ranting about guys in general. I didn't say anything in these texts, because, like I said, it was like, I'm not into it anymore. I'm really not. There was, like, maybe that 1% that was still hanging on, but the rest of it was just like, I wanted to see if this no contact thing and stuff actually worked. Because if it did actually work and he did want me back, he was gonna have to work. Like, he was gonna have to work. But so, you know, asked him, how's he doing, blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, eventually just, like, didn't get any response from him. And so I was just like, what kind of douchebaggery is this all of a sudden once again? And so I texted him that. in much nicer words. And that's when he said, like, also in much nicer words, he didn't say I was creepy. I don't remember what he said to me. Either way, once again, he's not into it, which, like, fine. What am I getting at here? What am I ranting about? I mean, at this point, I wanted to say, you know, like, reflection, hey, I see, and hopefully in the future I can remind myself when I am heartbroken, if I am heartbroken again, things will get better. You will look back on this and laugh. You don't want to become Colton. I mean, do I want to become, no, I don't want to become Colton. I can pretty much, at least based on TV, he and I would not be a match. He found his other Cassie, and that's great. I'm happy for them. You know, I guess for me, it's just like this whole ghosting thing, right? And someone had made like a video response to that video about ghosting and telling me about ghosting and stuff, and I thought it was a very nice video, like very well done. Like she was super sweet, super nice and funny and charismatic. So I'm not like hating on you, but she said something along the lines of like, at least I'm pretty sure I remember this, so I don't think I'm putting words in her mouth, but something along the lines of like, ghosting is an acceptable form of rejection nowadays. I agree and disagree at the same time. It is a form of rejection. I just don't think it's acceptable. I mean, it is acceptable because you know, we have to accept it if we get ghosted, but like, I just wish people were more straightforward about it. You know, like, I get it. I really do. I've broke a few hearts in my day. I don't know that I actually have, but like, I have broken it off with people, and it sucks. It's not comfortable. It's really not. But at least, you know, saying, hey, I'm not into it, I'm not gonna be into it, at least then it's final, you know? You can let that person go. Yeah, it didn't feel good to do that to them, but at least now they have the opportunity to heal and not make up all these wild, crazy fantasy stories about like, what if, or oh, you know, after my 30 days of no contact, yay, I'll get to contact her again and then we'll fall magically in love. And like, all of these imagination things run wild, right? I know it's happened to me. I know it's happened to many other people. And that is all because of ghosting, because we were not told when we got ghosted that we were not wanted. So, I mean, like I said, I get it. Ghosting it's a thing. It sucks. I don't like it. I have been ghosted multiple times because that does seem to be the way that people just reject each other nowadays. And I will admit, I did ghost someone once. I did. I'm not gonna say I'm above it. And it was a cowardice thing to do. But this guy was like a creeper level 10 after going on a date with him. And I just... I couldn't think of a nice way. I mean, I could have just texted him and said, hey, I'm not into it. But at the time, I couldn't think of any other way to say it other than, you creeped me the F out. Bye. So I ghosted him. I did. I shouldn't have. I felt really bad about it. Honestly, I felt worse ghosting a guy than I have felt rejecting a guy flat out. I don't know, maybe I'm the odd one out here and other people don't feel this way. But yeah, I am still, I mean, I'm on the market. I am not looking right now. So I'm not on the market because I am not on any kind of dating sites or anything. Like, I have come to a very much better place with myself here. I'm busy with other things. Like, I enjoy being single, darn it. As nice as it is to have someone to get all touchy-feely with and like share happy times with, at the same time, I was about to say, well, I can't get the touchy-feely with myself, but that's not true, and you know, things are okay. Anyways, I don't know that there was an actual point to this video. I don't know that there was actual coherency to this video. I hope so, but I felt like ranting a bit and saying the things that I did and, you know, talking about how, yes, I realize, I see it, you guys, I do. It's embarrassing as all get out, but I see the error in my ways. I think, you know, the ex that I was talking about, the ex Joe in that video, I think I gave him a lot of credit where credit was not due. I think I was trying to not make light of the situation, but idealize the situation. Yeah. There were a couple red flags that looking back now, I should have been like... But hey, either way, it is what it is, you guys. Colton and Cassie, congrats. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time together as a couple, whether you end up getting engaged or not. Congrats to you and your love. and congrats to me for my singleness. But also like self-realization and self-reflection. Yeah, I think good job, Cass. Good job. The Bachelor may be a trash TV show, but hey, it shone some light on some things in my life anyways. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you watch The Bachelor? How did you feel about all this stuff with Colton and Cassie and all the other girls? God, the next season of The Bachelorette is gonna be an absolute, excuse my language, shit show. I'm still gonna watch it, but oh, it's gonna be uncomfortable. Also, let me know in the comments down below, have you been ghosted? Have you done the ghosting? What are your feelings on ghosting? How do you feel about it? You know, it's always fun to, I mean, it's usually fun to hear everyone's opinions. Some people take it a little too far, but it's still good. We can have a collective conversation down there. I love hearing from you guys as a whole. Let me know if you enjoyed this video somehow. I don't know if you got something out of it by giving me a thumbs up down below. I'd really appreciate that. And if you are new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe. Tippity tap that notification bell if you want to be notified every time I post a video. You can become a member of my casserole family here on my channel. I'd love to have you here. And as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!